Our first guest tonight says Schiff's impeachment inquiry is devoid of rules and equity and entirely antithetical to the Constitution. Joining us tonight is Congressman Matt Gaetz, a member of the House Judiciary and Armed Services Committees. First, Congressman, your reaction to the Senate Majority Leader taking credit for this resolution that, as best I can read, offers absolutely nothing in the way of equity or participation to the Republicans.
2 weeks ago, Lou, you had Nancy Pelosi calling a vote on an impeachment inquiry nothing more than a Republican talking point. Then last week, you saw me lead a number of my colleagues down to the basement of the Capitol to say enough of this. We will not allow the will of the people to be overturned in secret with a sham process. And now you see this week an actual vote occurring to legitimize that sham process. So I do believe that the Majority Leader of the Senate's correct that Nancy Pelosi's feeling the heat, but the way she is responding to that is totally antithetical to our constitutional principles. There is no timeline that is set forth. The one mistake they made, Lou, and I don't know if they know this yet, Adam Schiff has now made himself a fact witness, and we intend to call him in the Judiciary Committee because he said in all of this, he's like the Ken Starr. He's the independent counsel. Well, if that's true, and he's able to do this secretive investigation, then we have not only a right, but an obligation to call Adam Schiff as a witness, and Doug Collins has said that that is precisely what we're going to do in the House Judiciary Committee. Then we'll really see him squirm.
Well, I want to, first of all, as you noted, when you all stormed the skiff, I compliment you, and I think folks all over the country congratulate you, because the first time Republicans actually did something in support of their views, their values, and this president, physical and straightforward. Now, as to the Senate Majority Leader, this is a document that would seek only your validation by participation in a vote. Are the Republicans going to do that? Because you would gain nothing in the way of equity. You would gain nothing in the way of participation without the permission of Adam Schiff, which is precisely where you are right now.
This vote is not a legitimate exercise in congressional oversight. We're all for oversight and transparency. We think that ought to be the case if you've got a Republican or a Democrat president. But what you see now is the conclusion before the development of facts. That's what's so troubling about Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi. They said Donald Trump was a Russian asset during the Russia hoax. They said they had more than circumstantial evidence that he'd engaged in a criminal conspiracy with Russia. And now on the Ukraine, they're saying this is impeachable conduct before the first witness has spoken the first word out in public. And so I think that when you have Democrats putting the cart before the horse, it is obviously transparent to the American people that this is a sham process, and not a single Republican should vote for this resolution. If any Republicans vote for this in the coming days, then they have abandoned this president, and they have done a terrible thing, not only to the presidency, but to the Congress, because they've allowed us to cloak this totally illegitimate investigation in some sort of notion of legitimacy.
Wouldn't a vote of either direction on the part of the Republicans be a validation of the process that the Democrats have embarked upon? Why in the world would you not refuse to vote on this? Why would the conference just say effectively to hell with you until you get your heads on straight and do as other impeachments have? And that is a House floor vote to inaugurate the initiative for impeachment.
Well, let's remember, Lou, these Democrats wanted to impeach the president before the ink was even dry on his election certificate. So it's not like this is some newfound desire that they have. But I am going to go and vote no, because I want my constituents and all Americans to know that I stand against this presidential harassment. This is harmful to our country. Yeah. When we're trying to renegotiate trade deals, when we're trying to end wars, when we're trying to bring capital here to fund the dreams and ambitions of American workers, instead of working on the things that they promised, these Democrats are so obsessed with President Trump that they're trying to delegitimize him because they can't win a debate or an election against him.
Obsession, harassment. I see only efforts to overthrow this president by the radical Dems. Congressman, great to have you with us as always. Matt Gaetz, thank you.
Thank you.